Hey everyone, today we're going to talk about Satan. No, not the guy down in the fiery pits of hell. We're talking about the band Satan, famously a part of the new wave of British heavy metal movement. They were based in Newcastle in the UK, and they have a new album out called Songs in Crimson. Actually, it's coming out on Friday, September 13th on Metal Blade Records.
Feeding on the entrails of the double beast. It seems the horse were justified. Wonders never seen.
So, of course, Satan was a very important part of the new wave of British heavy metal. They were from the same area as bands such as Raven, Venom, the Tigers of Pantang, and also the Neat Records label. So that really put Newcastle on the map as a hotbed of the scene. So what made the new wave of British heavy metal so special? Well, in addition to adding a lot of punk-influenced speed and aggression to the place where hard rock really started from the 70s with bands like Black Sabbath and Deep Purple and Led Zeppelin, they kind of bridged the gap towards a faster, heavier, more aggressive form of music that would really become the basis of intense, hard, heavy metal. So really, if you didn't have bands like Satan, you probably wouldn't have had bands like Metallica. And without Venom, you probably would have never had Slayer and Death and Possessed and bands like that. What's interesting about Satan is that they've been around for 44 years, but they did take an extended break during their tenure, which they actually referred to as a 20-year lunch break. I guess that's one way of putting it. So the band released their debut album, Court in the Act, in 1983. I'm sure you're saying, oh yeah, I remember that album. It really got a lot of attention and is certainly looked at as one of the great albums of the new wave of British heavy metal movement. And that was followed up in 1987 by an album called Suspended Sentence. However, that album featured a different vocalist. Now, every Satan album, including the latest one, Songs in Crimson, has had the same lineup except for Suspended Sentence. So we have Brian Ross on vocals, Steve Ramsey on guitars, Russ Tippins on guitars, Graham English on bass, and Sean Taylor on drums. Now, the Suspended Sentence album had a singer named Michael Jackson. No, not the one glove guy, walking, different guy. So that was a change in their lineup, but they have since gotten back together with the original lineup. In fact, they came back together in 2013 for an album called Life Sentence. Since then, they've proceeded to put out 4 more albums, including this one, Songs in Crimson. You may also actually recognize some of those band member names as well, because Steve Ramsey and Graham English are members of Skyclad and have been for many years. And also Sean Taylor also has played with Brian Ross in Blitzkrieg. As you know, Blitzkrieg was another influential new wave of British heavy metal band. I mean, without Blitzkrieg, would we ever have a Metallica? It's hard to say. The second album lineup with Michael Jackson actually released a couple of albums under a different band name. Now, the Satan band name is actually pretty misleading because they are one of the few bands with a name like that isn't actually evil, or they hardly ever discuss religion or good versus evil and that type of thing, other than it's more rooted in society and reality, things like injustice and man versus man and wickedness of man and that type of thing. You're not going to find a lot of horror type themes in their music at all. One thing I could definitely say for sure about Satan is that they have never released a bad album. Every single one is killer. So, and this new one is no exception. I can guarantee you that. So let's talk a little bit about it. So the album has 10 tracks and it opens with Frantic Zero. And frantic is definitely a good way to describe the guitar playing on this track. It just gets you right into the spirit of the album, and at full speed ahead, you're ready to really enjoy this one.
In the aftermath, we've learned to adapt to a strange and implausible reality. Warning bells have been tolling.
The second track is Era, the Day Will Come. It's basically saying, you know, carpe diem. We have a short time on this planet, so get the most out of it that you can. And I like the interplay. There's sort of a dual vocal going on. Not quite sure who's providing that second vocal, but it sounds really good. The third track is called Whore of Babylon. It's a very catchy song, and I think you will enjoy it. Now, Sacramental Rights has grown on me over my repeated listens. It's becoming more of a standout track. Just, it has such tasty guitar playing, very reminiscent of the twin leads of Tipton and Downing. That's definitely a clear influence on this band. And these two guys, having played together for so long, they really play off of each other, and it's just brilliant. Martyrdom is a nice, fast-paced rocker. And that's followed by Turn the Tide, which is the single and video from the album. Interesting placement at track number 6, but definitely check out the video. It's really cool. Captives has kind of what I would describe as an Iron Maiden feel to it, a little more complex, and has that kind of charging riff in the beginning that is reminiscent of Maiden for me. Then Curse in Disguise. I really like the bass line on this one. It's very catchy. Truth Bullet is a little bit of a weaker track, but that's wrapped up by, or followed up by, Deadly Crimson, which this is a quasi-title track. It's the closing cut on the album, and it's a really epic song. It just has that big chorus, great dynamics. And when you're listening to it, you're saying to yourself, how could these guys be 70 years old? It cannot be possible. It defies logic. I mean, I would love to have that energy of these guys. It's just incredible. And all in all, I think it's a fantastic album. If you're a fan of the new wave of British heavy metal in general, and Satan in particular, I really recommend this album. You're gonna definitely enjoy it start to finish. And I would give it about an 8, I would say. And I hope you check it out. Take care. Enjoy.